So does it get easier being on the road over a period of time? Well, in one aspect of speaking, I can say yes, it does. Just like it's harder the first day on your job than it is maybe a year after being on the same job. Because after a year being on the same job, you know the routine, the flow, the information you kind of need to know. Now, what happens is, when you first start something, whether living in your car or starting a job, you start like a bat out of hell, like someone who is starting a diet on the first day of January. There's a lot of enthusiasm, excitement, and that will get you, or that will give you enough energy to get past some of the ignorance or some of the frustrations of living in your vehicle or being at a job. But consistency is always the key ingredient to any successful, sustainable thing in life. And I'm going now into my 4th year of living full time out of my car, my Jeep Renegade that I'm making this video in. And I've had an overall good experience. And overall, it is a lot easier in my 4th year to live in my car than it was in the 4th month. Now, some of my initial enthusiasm and energy is kind of, I don't want to say it's faded because I still have a passion for living on the road, but, I'm aware of some of the aches and pains, but, it's just like a veteran playing in a sports game. Like, what I lack in youthful energy, I make up for in knowledge and experience. So it gets easier living in your vehicle over time. Similar to anything you do over time, you're able to supplement your lack of energy or your lack of a brute enthusiasm to push past something. You're able to supplement that through knowledge and experience and working smarter, not harder. Like when I first started construction, I would run, I would get material, I was like a workhorse, right? But as, you get older, your body starts to get beat up and your energy levels go down. And so, but you are also smarter though, and you're able to do things with less energy and more knowledge. And so that's kind of like the examples that I would give when it comes to living in your vehicle. Now, I want to be honest. I will still say that living in your vehicle is mainly for a younger or middle-aged person. I think it's harder as a senior citizen, and I'll define that as 60 and up. It's not impossible because, we're all different. I think once you get 60 and up, you want to move less, maybe have more comforts, but there's no exact science. What I feel in my soul is that I would be lying to you if I tell you that, I don't know, like what I want to share with you is that if someone would have told me 10, 20 years ago that living in your car is a great alternative, I would have kind of like, I wouldn't have looked down on them because I'm not that type of person, but I would have like smirked, like, in my mind, I would have said that's not a, way of life, but it is an alternative for some people, not all people, okay? Many people have left me comments and I've shared that living in your car is uncomfortable, it's not always easy, finding a place to park is a struggle, and all those things are valid, okay? But if you have a willingness, if you are the right type of personality, if you have your health, and if you have an ability to adapt and a way to make income on the road, whether it's DoorDash, working remote, or whatever, or even being stationary. In New Jersey, I worked in an office for a year and a half, same office, same building, every day for a year and a half. I went back there. So, it does get easier. Okay. How long can you do it? That's a question that comes up. Well, it's going to be, what are your goals? And what are your options? What are your alternatives? Some people have no option. It's like, and so don't even bother to waste your time. But if you have options, you have to decide at the basis of every decision. Is the option of not living in your car better for you? And it's not just financial. That's my biggest struggle. It's mental and emotional. I know I have the type of personality. I don't like to take care of a lot. I don't like to be bothered with a lot. I don't like commitment. I don't like maintenance. I don't like liability. Now, I don't like living without an air conditioner in the summer, so that's a fair thing. And shout out to everyone living in their Prius or an RV. They're able to get around that problem. But I've learned that over a period of time, 4 years now living in my car, I know campground locations, stealth camping locations. I know ways to supplement a level of airflow. You know, I know a lot more than when I started. Okay, and that only comes to a level of experience. And it is easier in one sense. Okay, and I'm 40 years old now, so I'm a middle-aged person. So, it does get easier, but it does wear on you. Okay, it is a lifestyle that takes a toll, but everything takes a toll. So it's always a calculation of age, exit strategy, goals, and what are your options. And even if you can afford something, do you want to emotionally go back to a regular life? Because there's something exciting about being on the road. It puts a demand on you to survive, and it's an adrenaline. It's an adventure. So I don't know, but I would say for anyone out there thinking about it, yes, it does get easier as you go. But if it's really not for you, you'll know in the first 90 days. In the first couple months, if you know you hate this lifestyle, you'll get off the road right away. If you last more than a year, that's, then like there's something about this lifestyle. If you last more than 3 years, then look, you're committed. But there's nothing in life that lasts forever, okay? Even me, there may come a time I buy a RV lot or I buy a RV or do something different, okay? But enjoy each day, okay? Remember, living in your car or living in your house or whatever you're doing, right? It's all about making the most of each day, managing your time, tracking your goals, keeping yourself healthy, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and in every other way. And life is just a series of days. So put them together and try to build your best life. No such thing as a perfect life. All right? Hope my videos help you in some way. Peace.